Alright, so let's talk about a rearrange character to make a target string. So basically we are given two strings S and target, and then you have to return the maximum number of copies of target that can form by taking letters from S, right? So here's the diagram. So the target string is code, right? Code, and the string S is this one, right? And then in string S, we can find out there is a substring code, and then another one is called equal, right? It does not have to be the older one. It can be what it can be anything else, right? But the problem is the frequency has to be what the frequency has to be the same. So each COD, right? COD, then it has to be matched, right? C O D and then E, right? So this has to be matched, right? So this is the problem. So again, ABC, right? ABC, this is a substring of target, right? And then you cannot reusing the character C, so you cannot reusing, right? So we have to keep track of the frequency for the S, and this is pretty much it, right? So here's another example. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So this is what 5 different index for character A, and then the target string is A, right? And then this all match, right? The frequency, right? All match, so you return 1. And then so how do we do? So here's the solution. So we have to find out the frequency for counter. The frequency for target, sorry, in the target string, and then frequency for the S, and then we just have to making sure the frequency for the character, I'm talking about the C, the frequency for the character S, frequency for the S, right? When you divide it by frequency for the what? For the target, right? This is going to be what? This is going to be what? This is going to be about it. How many times you can occur in a string S, right? So maybe like if a target is going to be what? Apple, right? So there are 2 P, right? So we have to make sure, right, there are at least what 4 P in the S, and then 2A, 2L, 2E, right? So when we dividing the string, dividing the frequency P in the frequency S, right? And then we have to know like this is going to be 4 divided by 2. If 3 divided by 2, and then you still have 2A, 2L, 2E, you're still going to be return 1. This is because what? You can only generate one word for apple, and the other one you are missing another P, right? So you are not allowed to do this. So this is pretty much a solution. So let me start coding. So I have an int array for counter target, right? I'm going to say in new 26 for char c target dot q char array, and then cnd target, and then what I have to do is I need to just keep track of the counter, right? C minus the character A. So I only have 26 space. So this is going to be this is going to be store the frequency for the counter target, right? And I still need what the counter S. So pretty much the same idea. Counter S new int 26, and then char C to char array S C minus A plus plus, right? So counter S, sorry, counter S. Alright, so this is pretty much the initialization, and then now we need to traverse the counter array, right? Counting array, and then basically for in I equal to 0, I less than 26, I plus plus, right? So if there is no frequency inside the target, counter target, then we can skip, right? Because this is irrelevant. Alright, so if there is a index which is non-zero, which means there is a word, there's a character instead of the target, we need to do the math, right? So I need to find out the frequency. I need to find out the frequency for s, and then at I position divided by the counter target at I position, right? And then we need to store this value. So I'm going to say in result, I'm going to say integer.maximum, right, max value, and then I need to say result equal to what? I need to keep track of the minimum, right, the minimum combination, right? So again, this is going to be what? This is, if this is apple, right? And this is, if I traversing the p, if I traversing the p character, right? So I know this is supposed to be 2. So if you're counting s, if you only have 3, right, then the result is going to be 1, right? And then it doesn't matter if everything else are matched. I need to just keep track, double check with the most one, the most frequency, and then dividing by the counter target, right? So this is pretty much a solution, and then I need to just return result. So let me run it. Okay, so I need to compare, right? So minimum is going to be what? Between the result and this one, right? And if you want to just be more readable, so int min equal to this one, and now I'll say min, right? And then submit. So let's talk about the time and space. All of space, all of 26, you can say constant. And time, this is all of what? All of t, this is all of s, this is all of 26. So it doesn't matter, but for the correct answer, I would say all of the max, right? The maximum between what? All of t, comma, all of s, comma, all of 26. So if you have more than 26 character in a string s, then you are going to take what? Take s, right? And then the other, most likely like target string is, should be less than the string s. This is because we are comparing the target in to string s. So most likely that we don't say all of t. But just in case, like if all of t, the length of target is more than length of s, basically we are going to return what? Return 0. But whatever. Basically you cannot find it. But in this case, you are guaranteed to find 1, right? So it's either what? It's either like 0 or 1, something like this. Right? Doesn't matter. Right. So let's talk about another question in the future. So I will talk to you later. Bye.